Hey guys, so I figured I'd do something a little different, especially since that motorhome is normally here, is not here. I went ahead and parked the Sierra here, but today's video is not even really going to be on 23, it's going to be on the GMC. So, this is kind of like my 6-month update with it. I've put about 7,000 miles on it, give or take. My CRV's been down for a couple months. I'm actually going to take it to the mechanic this evening and drop it off. It needs a valve cover gasket and rear brake work done, so I've been driving this so until I could save money to get all that done. It also needs shocks and sunroof weather sealing redone. So I don't know if I have money for all that yet, but I need to get those brakes and the valve cover gasket fixed. Definitely cannot really drive it without that stuff. Got my tax return back, so now I can do that. The truck's a little dirty, so you know, that's just because of where I have to drive it in my apartment complex where I park it at. Since I don't want to park on the roadside, it's a little dirty and dusty back there. It's what all that's from. But I lost a hubcap the other day. Kind of disappointed about that, but they're not that expensive. I kind of want to put different rims on this truck anyway. It's going to need tires soon, so I figure, you know, I might just go ahead and do rims and tires at the same time. But yeah, we'll show you what the mileage is on this truck. Don't mind my mess in here. The front looks a lot better than the back does. I'm not even going to show the back. But you know, I've been daily driving this thing, so it's not the cleanest in here right now, but it's not bad either. Mileage right now, it's a little warm outside, so 148, 312. Well, we'll go ahead and start it up actually. I've already popped the hood because a couple days ago, I had to replace the alternator in it. So I was going to do it myself and have one of my more mechanically inclined buddies help me out, but I just figured it'd be better if he did it. So there we go. There's the new alternator, 5.3 Vortec. Still very clean. I did an oil change on this myself, and it was very easy. And you can see I still want a new grill, but hard to find one apparently. I'll have to look back behind here and see all this emblem clips on, but so I can get them on Amazon brand new, but I want a GMC emblem for it. So still runs great, you know. Sorry about my stuffy nose, by the way. I'm getting over a sinus infection, but it's been a good truck. The alternator is really the only thing that's given me any issues. I think I had mentioned that in the first video I did on this truck that I was going to be getting an evap issue looked at. Well, I did. They replaced the canister. It's up under the cab, and it still did it, and I just said, oh well, it's going to affect my gas mileage a little bit, but I'll get around to it when I get around to it. I'm not super worried about it right now. It's going to be nice to have the CRV back. That's really my main priority with my daily drivers. Is getting that one fixed up enough to where I can start driving it again and start saving some gas money, and then with the money that I save on gas I can put towards this and get that evap issue fixed. But other than that, I think that's really the only thing. This one needs a little bit of brake work done to it too. One of the front brakes, I think it's the one on the passenger side, feels like it's starting to kind of stick a little bit. This caliper, yeah, you can see there's a little bit more brake dust on this than there was on the other side. One of them, whenever it gets a little, you know, whenever it gets driven for a little while, it, you know, it feels like it starts sticking a little bit. So I don't know really what's going on there, but go ahead and turn these on. I do have a running light out. Well, I did. Thought I did. I think it's these lights on the inside here. One of them was out. So that's not a huge issue. I also have a reverse light out, not a huge issue. Should be pretty easy to get to. Yeah, 2 screws. Looks like 2 screws unless there's some on this side. No, probably clips. So 2 screws. Take this whole thing out and pop a new reverse light in. No big deal, just the bulb. Thought about putting LEDs, giving this what I call the lead coin treatment. LED heads and tails. but I don't know yet. I kind of like the whole grandpa truck look, but if anything ever happens to the front end of this truck, like I get in a wreck or something and it damages something where I'd have to get replacement parts, I'll just find me an Escalade. I'll get the whole front clip of the Escalade, probably the rims, and maybe start a Sierra project. Sierra Escalade. But, you know, I could also redo some of this interior stuff with Escalade parts, so that'd be really neat. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll end up doing that necessarily, but something would have to happen to the front end of this truck, which I hope it never does. But if it does, I have an opportunity to upgrade. So there's my old alternator. I got to take it back for the core charge, which I will do here in a little while. But 23 needs some work. So yeah, I know I've gotten a couple comments asking about this truck, how it's been doing. Love it. Runs and drives great. I mean, other than the alternator, a couple bulbs burn out, maybe a little bit of, you know, brake issues. They really aren't bad. It takes a while for them to pop up. And the evap issue, which that sounds like a long list, but it's just a lot of little stuff. Really nothing bad so far, so I really can't complain. It's been a wonderful truck for me. One of my favorite things about it is that the heat and the AC works phenomenal. Because I bought this thing in late October. It's late April as I film this, so it's been I think I bought it October 29th, and today's April 28th. So actually, fun fact about April 28th, that was the day that I got 781 brand new when I was still a student 11 years ago today. So that's pretty cool. It's hard to believe that bus is that old now. But anyways, I'm going off on other subjects. I've had this truck for about 6 months. Has not given me any major issues. The alternator's been, well, no, the evap thing, have somebody else do it, was, I think that was around 360 bucks, something like that, to have all that done. That's labor and parts, and the majority of that was parts because it was the one up underneath the cab they figured was wrong. But even though that wasn't what the issue was, it's still something that I shouldn't have to worry about down the road. Because there's one up under the cab, there's one or two up under the hood, and then they said that issue could also be caused by there's a breather tube in the fuel filler neck that could be clogged with dirt. So whenever I do get around to getting that fixed, I'm just going to have them, you know, go in here. There should be a breather tube. I think it's one of those two little holes. It could be wrong, or maybe it's one of those crescent moon shaped things. But just going to have them blow that out. Hopefully that'll fix it. But wonderful truck. I love it. It's comfortable. I've taken it on a few long trips already. Taken it to Noah's twice, taken it to Mike and B's once, and I took it up to Morgantown once, which is about a 3-hour drive. Mike and B's about 3.5 hours, and Noah's about 3.5 hours. So I've taken it on a few, you know, long distance trips already, and it's done great. I need to clean it up. I need to, I want to kind of lightly detail it. It's really not too dirty. I just really need to take a vacuum to it and maybe a carpet cleaner. Wash the outside, wipe down the dash, you know, things like that. But it's nothing bad, you know. This has been a great truck. I have no complaints. But I've been rambling long enough about this truck. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.